And as soon as half of us got across, they hit us from above. So we were having trouble identifying where they were hitting us. And that's the day Terry got shot. And I ended up getting caught on the other side of the river. And I couldn't get to him.
I do not know you, but I am your brother.
You do not know me, but I am your protector.
I will run into a burning building to save your life.
Though I do not know your name, I will take a bullet for you.
Though we've never met,
I believe in duty and sacrifice
of self.
Your family is my family.
Is my family. Your life is my duty.
What's going on, guys? Time for another episode of Behind the Uniforms. If you've never seen the show before, the way that it works is this. We invite veterans, first responders, active, retired, here to the whiskey wall. They bring a bottle of whiskey, we share a cocktail, they tell you about a good day, about a bad day. You can see it is your whiskey wall. This is not our whiskey wall. These bottles have been provided by the men and women who serve and protect their communities and their country. We also have some objects that are sort of reminiscent and pay tribute to all of them. We do keep a bottle of whiskey here and an empty glass at all times, and that's a tribute to the men and women who have paid the full ultimate sacrifice and will never be able to join us here to tell you their stories. So without further ado, I'm gonna pour whiskey. Why don't you tell everyone who you are and just tell me first what you brought.
I have no idea. Roan's Creek from Kentucky. I liked the label, so that's why I picked it up. And
That's fair.
It looked like it was pretty good.
I mean, you look like a bourbon drinker, so you don't exactly look like a guy sipping
I'm a
chai
vodka
lattes.
drinker.
All right, that's fair. All right, tell them who you are while I open them for.
How you guys doing? My name's Paul Tardif. I done active duty from 94 to 96 with the 101st Airborne. I was Ranger qualified, Airborne Air Assault. Did all the hoorah stuff as infantry. Took some time off and came back in when I turned 40 and switched over to a medic. And when I became a medic, we ended up deploying to Afghanistan. And I ended up at Cap Najil, Afghanistan, which was a hot spot.
So basically, if I choke on this whiskey, if it's not any good, you could save me.
I could kick you down, yeah. I'd kick you, try to get it back up.
Excellent. All right, brother, where do you want to start? You want to start good day or bad day?
Yeah, we'll start bad day. It was July 3rd, 2010. We were doing a patrol out in Afghanistan, and there was this one area where it was like one vehicle wide road, and one side had a cliff with the river and the other side had a cliff up top. And they knew we were coming, like they always do, because everybody's got a cell phone in Afghanistan. Surprising, they don't have anything else, but they have a cell phone. So as we were coming back, half of our platoon made it up across the river. You have to cross a log. It was this log, maybe 15 inches wide, that you have to cross. And as soon as half of us got across, they hit us from above. So we were having trouble identifying where they were hitting us. And that's the day Terry got shot. And I ended up getting caught on the other side of the river. And I couldn't get to him. And I'm the medic. So, you know, to this day, that burns me up that I couldn't get to him. He survived because the other guys came, and of course, you know, the way the military is teaching first aid now, they're trying to teach it to everybody.
Sure.
To a certain extent, so they were able to stabilize them until we got to our cop, which we were only about half mile from our cop. So we ended up having to have trucks come in, our QRF, our Quick Reactionary Force, to bail us out of there. And then I finally got across the river, and that's kind of how the day ended. We got Terry to the aid station. By the time I got in, they had him pretty much stabilized, and the Blackhawks were already coming in to pick him up.
So despite everything that happened, everybody that day made it back. It's a blessing.
Cheers.
So, I mean, that's arguably a good day, too,
Yeah,
I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, the good day, bad day, I guess the good day to me is coming home in one piece. And where we were at, to have that as our only injuries. I mean, you have the knee injuries, the ankle injuries, but to have that happen to us, it was good. We were good soldiers. We knew what we were doing, and it was worse when we came back. We lost 2-3 guys to one to suicide, overdose, and just because of the pressures. PTSD is a strong sickness or disease, whichever one they're putting it in. And I don't think people realize what it actually does to a person. You know, sirens like this that we're hearing in the background is an effect. It startles people. It's got to be fixed.
When you were over there and you saw the conditions that everybody was living in, and you thought about back home here in America, what did you think about? What did you miss? What was home to you?
Home to me was there. I wasn't thinking about home here, you know. Did I miss things? Yeah, I missed my dog. You know, of course, I wasn't married, didn't have a girlfriend. I missed my mom and dad, of course, you know. But I didn't think too much about, you know, TV or computer or, you know, stuff like that. You're more worried about what's going on. You're worried about the moment and not, you know, what's going to happen in 10 months.
Sure.
If there was one thing I miss like the most, it'd be my dog. You know.
What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm on unemployability through the VA. Herniated the few discs in my back. I tore my chest muscle off the bone. I got a partial knee replacement now. So.
But you've got a hell of a group of guys together.
Yes. Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, 31-1. We're all combat vets. We all saw something, and having them together, and when we're together, is such a good vibe, because we all know how everybody feels, and we all know the vibe of what's going on for that day. There's certain people you could tell are having a bad day, and then you know what to do. You just kind of walk away. Hey, how you doing? And that's like my girlfriend has had to learn. There's certain days you can't mess with someone with PTSD just because of the mood. You just let them go and let them ride it out. Do what you can.
You guys are doing a lot of work in the veteran community. You did a big
Yes.
fundraiser last year for the VA, right?
Yep, we did a clothes drive with Gengris in November, I believe it was. Donated all the clothes to the VA. We also did a ride with Veterans Base Camp out in Chaplin, Connecticut. Myself and Steel and Chrome, which is another veteran organization down the Putnam area. They did the whole mapping, and then we did, you know, we take the money and stuff, and it worked out pretty good. For the first year, we had 101 bikes.
Wow, that's great.
So yeah,
First
year. So that's like, you know, I'd like to hook up with you, because I think we can make it 1,000 bikes in 1 year, you know.
So we were talking, 2 weeks ago now, I
2
think,
weeks ago,
about
yeah.
we're going to have these guys on an episode of The Real Man Show. We're going to bring together your group
Yeah.
and Monaco's Marine Detachment, and probably do a big fundraiser for either the VA or one of the detachments or whatever it may be. But I've never shared this with anybody besides probably you and maybe my wife. I've never been on a motorcycle before. So I know it's sort of embarrassing to have the Whiskey Wall and The Real Man Show and to have to ride bitch with you, because that's what's going to have to go down.
I was telling one of my friends about it, and I don't know how much I can say on this, but he was telling me, he goes, no nuts to butts. So we got a couple female riders that ride their own bikes, and we were thinking, well, maybe you could hop on with Rachel and everything, and, you know, at least you could hold on this way.
Oh, great. My wife watches this show.
Okay,
Come on,
hold on
man.
this way. Sorry. That was me I was thinking about. I'll take the blame. But yeah, we would love to do something with you guys in Monaco. And I already told him I was going to hike the, I believe it's 13 miler.
Yep.
And I also brought up to him that I would very much like to get a team together to do the Baton Death March.
Awesome.
And I talked to you about that, I
Yep.
think, a little bit, which is coming up. I believe it's March 16th or something.
Yeah, you gave me lots of notice. I appreciate that. That was great.
I had lots of notice too, but it's one of those things that for ex-military and people who have family that were in the military, it's something. It's like a bucket list for me now to do this.
Yeah.
Whether I make the 25-mile trek or whether I make the 14, but I'd like to do the 25. I mean, they did, I believe it was 60 miles with nothing.
Wow,
you know, you do the research on it, and it's just crazy what they did. So in honor of them, and I know Monaco feels the same way, that, you know, let's go, let's rock it out, let's get a team together. You know, we'll be Team Silent Marketer and Silent Fire.
Well, we'll start by you figuring out the name of my company. Come on.
I always get confused.
Everybody does. It's all good. Brother, thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
Guys, thank you all for watching, and thank you for the 2 seconds it's going to take you to hit the damn share button, because these stories are so important to get out there to show that the men and women behind the uniforms, whether they're veterans or they're first responders, are just like you and I. They want to go home to their families at the end of the day and drink a little whiskey. So, brother, thanks for coming. Thanks for the whiskey. God bless America.
Cheers.